Hi there, this is Eric Meeks, and here we are in the first day of September, taking a look at a property up in Royal Carrizo. This is a very prime, very select, very premier piece of desert property with spectacular views of the valley desert below. Okay, what I'm doing here is I'm panning basically within the perimeter of the property that's being offered. It's almost 3 acres, and in a second we're going to meet Greg Curtis, who's the owner of this property, and he's going to help me narrate through exactly what it is he's offering here to somebody else who can basically take his dream and make it your own life. Now I'm going to finish out the 360-degree pan that I always do. You'll see a car down that way. You might see my wife and Barbara, Greg's wife. You'll notice some very unique rock formations as we go through, but notice what happens to the view as we come over here. Now it may not show up the best on this quality of camera, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit, but down there is the Coachella Valley. You're looking at right now into the Palm Desert and Indian Wells area. And from this property up here in Royal Carrizo, there are several very fantastic vantage spots to get views from your living room, from your patio, from your barbecue area, wherever you want it to be, looking out at this just spectacular area. Now, right about here, y'all can see a neighbor's house. That one there, that is your closest neighbor, and they're a good 100 yards off. This camera may not show the distance. That's your closest person. Most people are going to be a quarter mile or more away. Say hello to Greg Curtis. He's the current owner of the home, and he's going to help me narrate about the property.
Welcome to Royal Carrizo. You'll have quite a journey today.
Fantastic. Where's your property start?
The property starts at this property stake, and it travels back 600 feet. 300 feet of frontage is 2.89 acres. That encompasses everything that you can see in your view, the rock formations, the trees, all the desert landscapes.
Tons of cactus, 2 or 3 different types of cactus that I saw through there.
Beautiful frontage all the way across with the $1 million view of the entire valley below.
Let's walk here along the edge. Now, this one here, let's see if I can zoom in on it, because actually from this angle, your wife Barbara earlier, let's see, I lose it a little bit when I look in the camera, but somewhere right up here, I'm hoping I'm pulling it in, there's a rock formation, the first one that looks kind of like a lizard. There it is. I can see it in the camera. You can see the head going off to the right and how the top rock there on top of that hill kind of tapers down to a tail. That's just naturally made. You're also going to see some of Indian heads as we go through here, and then some of them that we're not going to be able to see on the camera, but you're going to have to go through the pictures that are provided through the multiple listing service so that you can really see all the different things. I mean, look at that beautiful tree right there. That is a really great looking tree. Even if I built the best of home here, I could not see pulling out some of the stuff that's just here naturally. Yeah. How long have you owned this, Greg?
Well, I've owned it for over 10 years now, almost 11 years. And that's been our favorite little spot to sit and watch the sun go down or sun come up as we travel up here several times a year just to enjoy the property. We think that's probably been there 100 years maybe. That's a natural plant that's been there.
I would bet you're right.
Yeah.
I'm going to climb up here just real quick. Let's try this. See if I can do it without sliding down. Just to show you. Now this is just a regular elevation. The view behind me, I got to watch where I step, has just improved a little bit. You've got it off and over, and that way it's really hard to see because it's kind of a hazy day, but off in the distance, that's Quinta and Indio. Okay, so you end up with some really great distance views. Yeah. Now, Greg, if you were to build a house here, how do you see it laying out on this land?
Well, it would, the living room area, or the great room, you might call it, would be definitely elevated to this point here, so the height would even be greater. And you get the East Valley views, and you get the
Central Valley there. You got Palm Desert and Indian Wells that direction.
And then that mountain range over there is the another monument, like this monument over here.
Well, that's the Little San Bernardino Mountains straight across. And as you shift more this way, almost starting right behind where this little hill is, and going further east, that's Joshua Tree National Monument on the other side of those hills.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And then the Chocolate Mountains are just a little bit beyond that.
Just off to the right
and
there.
And the Santa Rosas are right there.
Right behind. Those hills get snow on them every year.
Every year.
I saw some pictures of yours that you had that showed snow at this elevation.
Yes. It snows here, and it doesn't last but a few hours, and then it melts into the soil and it's gone.
But it does happen.
4,000 foot level, it stays a week or two, you know.
Gotcha.
But here it doesn't stay long, but it's beautiful when it snows here.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, let's continue on talking about a house that you had. I mean, what's the minimum square footage they allow up here?
3,000 square feet.
3,000 square feet. And you were looking at a home that was about how many square feet at one time?
I was designing a home for this parcel, about roughly 10,000 square foot home for this property.
That would be nice.
You could even go larger. You could expand with guest houses
and people up here, they have pools. I think I saw one with a tennis court.
Yes.
Right? Those sorts of things.
Tennis courts. It's just all year round fun place to be. And it's private. It's only 15 minutes from El Paseo.
I was going to ask you. Thanks for adding that.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have names for any of these hills or anything up here?
No,
well,
I don't.
No names. So, folks, that's a benefit for you. You can be the first person to name the hills on this property.
There you go.
Okay. Now, over here it's kind of hard to see, but right in that nook right there between two hills, that's an area that you thought maybe at one time, it just looks like a natural spot for perhaps an Indian family hundreds of years ago, and then there was a rock with a face on it or something.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the rock is just a natural, it's a sandstone up here, and over 1 million years, you know, the wind has changed formations of a lot of the rocks, and what's unusual is that so many of the rocks take on they look like animals, or they look like Indians.
I saw one that, I mean, the nose was very pronounced.
Oh yes, there's some with big noses and little eyes, and some with real happy faces. The formation over here in the evening from a side view looks like an Indian chief with a headdress looking east, watching the sun come up.
You say around sunset is when that one is the most visible, when it's the easiest to see?
Sunrise or sunset.
Really cool.
It's where the weather's a little bit dark.
Okay, come on down this way a little bit. Let's take a look at the power boxes and what utilities are already run to the property, because a lot of people who buy vacant land are afraid that they're gonna, have to bear that whole cost themselves. But this area has a homeowners association, right, that oversees it, and the roads are maintained by them?
Yes.
Okay, and I guess they helped lay in all of these utilities originally when the property was...
Originally when it was developed, every lot has a view of the valley below, and the mountains that surround everything that's up here. Also, the utilities are the electric, the telephone, and the water service is at each and every parcel in the development already. The association fees are $325 a year.
Well, that's not much.
Well, if we decide to pave roads, then maybe it would go up to $450 a year, but that's nothing.
Yeah.
And the security that you have here is beyond anything.
Well, not only is it off the beaten path, but you had to get through a gate in order to get here. I mean, a gate with a remote control.
Yes. You can let your guests in the street gate with a code. When they get to the second gate, they have to dial you on the phone, and from there you can push a button and open that gate for your guests to come on in.
Fantastic. Show me the power boxes here and what we've got.
So this is the telephone box, communication to the gate.
That's a telephone box.
Or to, the phone line system.
Okay, and this one?
And this one here is our transformer for electrical power. And that
electrical power
is set up to where you can have a house that, if it requires 400 amps, commercial, residential, power service, it's here. It's wired for that. It's
Okay.
good for that. This.
Oh, there it is.
This
Yeah,
right
thank
here
you.
is the water main feed that comes from our water source, and it's spring water that's pumped out of the ground and filtered, and that is also one of the utilities that's at each and every.
So you've got water, power, and phone over here. What about cable TV? Does anybody do that?
Yes, we have the cable TV also.
You just don't see. Okay. But lots of the places up here.
It's in the box with the cable TV.
Probably in the box with the phone and stuff.
Phone, yes.
Okay. Well, I think that's fantastic. I'm going to step up, unless you can think of a better spot. I was going to step on these rocks just right over here
Sure.
to end our view, but that'll probably be it. Thank you, Greg. We appreciate you helping us see your property today.
Great.
Okay.
Have a great day. Thank you.
Okay, and then up over here, just for somewhere to finish, I want you to think about this land here with the home of your dreams, okay, waiting to be constructed. You're getting very unique hillside, very unique rock formations, great natural desert flora and fauna built right in and growing on your property, easy access roads behind gate not guarded, but gate in a gated community, okay, well maintained, water, utilities, power, phone already laid in, and views of mountains and the desert below. That is really hard to put a price on. All of this here could be yours. Give me a call. My name's Eric Meeks. Thank you very much. I appreciate a few moments of your time. Have a good day.